Another great article from Search Engine Journal, how to do evergreen content in 2026 and beyond. So the gist of this one, this is a really good piece, saying, that there's problems with evergreen content. Is it still worth it? All of these things talking about evergreen content. So just for those of you that don't know what evergreen content basically is content that you create that's not going to be dated. So content that is going to be relevant in nature now, maybe 2 years from now, maybe 5 years from now. So it'll have legs. Taking a long form piece of content, using it for your email marketing, using it for your social media, maybe using it for, turning it into a white paper, recycling it and repurposing it different ways. That's the value of an evergreen piece of content. So what this article is saying essentially is that there are times where evergreen content doesn't work like it used to because of the rise of zero-click search in SEO, which essentially means people seeing your content but not actually clicking. But I think, so yeah. So I think that it talks about, breaking your content into different tiers of content, like the value core content, and then content that was tied to a lot of it, and then content that's tied to returning visits and engagement. So the gist of it is that evergreen content is still good, but it needs to change how it's developed going forward to a degree. So, Catherine and John, I want to get your take on this. What do you guys think of this one?
So evergreen to me just means that will always be relevant. And I kind of disagree a little bit with setting a word count cap on that. Like a
I agree.
topic is done when it's done. If it's
I agree with that.
3,000 words, if it's 500 words, like you don't want to ramble. That doesn't serve your content because especially now more than ever with with AI being a factor, well-structured, authoritative content is going to win, and it's just topic selection that makes it evergreen or not. And if you ramble, you're going to lose your authority. Sometimes stretching a piece to 2,000 words means that you rambled for 1,000 words, and that's
Right.
not good. So I just it's a good piece to bring to our attention all the different
Yeah, yeah.
things that go into create a thoughtful piece. And 2,000 is a nice meaty word count that works for most things, but I don't want people to get bogged down in that detail.
Yeah. John, what do you think?
Yeah, I think evergreen content is important because it'll be driving people to wherever you're at over long periods of time. What I like to think about evergreen content is that it doesn't have to be something that you're seeing like hundreds of clicks on, thousands of clicks on all the time. It's an investment, right? You put
Mm.
that piece of content up there, you know that it's of good quality, you know that people will get use out of it down the line, and that's what's important about evergreen
Mhm.
content, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And also the content too, it's because we talk about this a lot, is it has to be written in a way that helps first and foremost for your visitors, right? So people that are buying your
Bingo.
products or services first. Then it needs to tie into your larger digital marketing strategy. So it needs to tie into your larger strategy. Then it needs to be optimized for SEO. So it does well in SEO, optimized for AI search or generative engine optimization so that it, has that bullet format, key information above the fold like we've talked about. And, it needs to also, you know, tie into maybe some of your other forms of marketing, like your email marketing and social media. So the point is, a good piece of content, you need to have different lenses when you're producing content, and that's how
Yeah.
we do things.
Yeah.
We want one piece of content to serve multiple
Yeah.
channels. You're,
Yep. And I like that the article said that you're just not writing content for the sake of it. Well, we never
right,
should have been writing
right,
content for the sake of it, right? It's
yeah,
always going to be relevant to your audience, and if it's relevant for your audience, then you win anyway.
yes, yep, exactly.